Hello, everybody. This is Matthew Greer with Brilliant Online Strategies or Startup Strategies. I have Jennifer Patterson on the line. How you doing today?
Good.
Good. Jennifer, she's the owner of Jennifer Patterson Gamer Mom Marketer. She's teaching internet marketers how to become more comfortable with the technology they need to use for their business. You've been in the industry for about 18 years, or 18 months, excuse me. You're clearly way too young to be in anything for 18 years, and has also started about 18 months ago. A wife of 5 years, a mother of 2 children, a 2-year-old girl and a 1-year-old boy, so you're definitely busy. And she has a passion for video games, technology, and marketing. So did I miss anything or say anything incorrectly?
No, that about sums it up.
That sums it up. Is there anything you'd like to add?
Uh, nah, probably not.
We're good. Well, we'll dive right in. I'm going to try kind of change up the first question on you. I'm going to make it shorter, but do you mind telling us what it is you were doing for income before you were introduced to the online marketing industry and how you were introduced?
This time around, I actually was just a stay-at-home mom, so I really wasn't doing anything for income. But prior to having kids, my background is mechanical engineer.
Oh, wow.
I quickly realized I hated engineering, so I did a year of teaching high school, and I did some time doing video game testing, and I did some time doing tech support, just trying a bunch of different things in my wheelhouse, trying to find that perfect fit, and never did. So I realized I needed to work for me and my family, and that's why I started looking for online marketing.
So it was a Google search that got you into the industry, huh?
Yeah, probably, yes. There was a Google search, and I can't even tell you what I ran across the first time, but it led to, I think my first introduction to online marketing was really MLSP.
Oh, well, a very good company to be introduced to, that's for sure. And it's interesting, I started also a civil engineer. Didn't do the mechanical engineering because, I like to be outside more than inside, but very interesting. Do you have any limiting beliefs, or did you have any limiting beliefs before you decided to go ahead and start up your business?
Of course.
Yeah.
I think we all do at some point in time. Grew up in the typical middle-class family, so even as much as we were taught to love everyone and be accepting of everyone, there's always that kind of back of your mind that what in the world are they doing to become wealthy? Do they have some sort of advantage, or some kind of gift that we don't have? There's always that wonder of what am I missing? So I would say that's probably a limiting belief, to believe that you're missing something and that's why you are where you are.
Right. And you're able to overcome that and figure out that they were
Yes.
just like you. And
when I hit a wall of frustration about 18 months into the online marketing process, and I got to I've got to find the answer, or gotta quit because I can't, take this going in circles anymore. And that's when I got 4 emails that day about futuristic marketing launch.
Holy cow, that
And
was
I was
a
like, okay, I'm going to
marketing.
take that as a sign. This is my answer to my prayers. And it really was transformational. There was so much information in there on beliefs, and that's really was key for me. And then to follow it up with the graduation at Unstoppable Millionaire too, it really cemented it in. Just, they're not any more special than anyone else. We all have awesome skill sets that we can use in this industry. And the thing is the industry, there's so much harmony and ability to work together that no one person has to know it all. It's not about being an island. It's about finding the right people to connect with and getting it done as a team. And that is really where I found my success, because with Futuristic Marketing's Alliance games, I was forced to work with 6 strangers in competition for these games, and really, we grew our businesses together, and we were able to feed off one another and ask each other questions. So where one of us was strong, somebody else would be weak, and then vice versa on something else, and it all worked itself out. And that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing I really love about Jonathan Budd too. He's really about the mindset and believing in yourself, and then on the same token, creating that harmony in this. There's no other industry in the world that people come together to actually help you do better than they're actually doing. So it's a very attractive quality of this online marketing industry.
It's...
Of course, there's other people out there that aren't all that interested in helping other people out, but they don't last long, and it definitely they get themselves weeded out. So
yeah.
So I guess those were your stories of how they had been reinforced in you. Is there any one thing that helped you overcome these limiting beliefs, other than, was it the network of people that really helped you overcome this, or?
While I was at Unstoppable Millionaire 2, 2 different very dear friends and individuals came up to me, and they really took the time to get into my head and help me figure out what that last little thing I was holding on to was. And I really can thank them for being responsible for my breakthrough, because without them asking those very painful, probing questions, I might still be holding on and stuck.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I was at that event too, and I think I cried every single day I was there. It was very emotional and empowering stuff. It really was. Well, congratulations for that, because it takes people a lifetime to be able to let go of stuff like that. So.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I kind of just want to cry again. So, would you agree that overcoming these limiting beliefs was the first major step in you becoming an entrepreneur? And if not, what was it?
Yeah, if I had not fixed my mindsets, even if I had started making forward momentum, I would eventually hit another wall and started sliding backwards. I know that would have happened. And so, right now, actually, I've, with these mindsets no longer in the way, I've partnered with somebody who's been in the industry so much longer than me, and helping him with his product launch to actually go off next week. And, I'm kind of working as an entrepreneur underneath him, where I'm getting a portion of the profits for offering my skills of the tech side of being able to make sure everything in the background runs. So I don't have to necessarily be the face. I don't have to build a huge list right away, and I don't have to figure out how to do a sales page. I'm just doing the part that I know how to do, and I'm still going to reap the benefits because it's a team project. And, if my mind wasn't in the right place, I probably would have never even been open to that kind of opportunity, because it would have been more of the skeptical, am I getting used? Can I trust this person? All the things that we go through when we're not in the right state of mind.
Right. Was it at this live event that you were able to make that connection? Or?
No, I connected with him ahead of time, but it was still kind of on the edge of, is this really something we're going to, it wasn't like 100%, this is definitely going to happen kind of thing, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
The offer was, are you sure, is this something you would like to do? And I wanted to say yes, but I had trouble 100% going for it, because I just felt like I wasn't good enough to do it.
Do you mind name dropping who it is you're working with?
Vincent Ortega Jr.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
So to only be in the industry for 18 months and to be able to connect with somebody like that, I mean, I guess that's a tip and a secret that you can share at the end of the interview, or maybe you can let people know how someone new to the industry can actually be connected to someone with that much influence.
It was actually really easy because he was also a student in futuristic marketing, and I jumped in the official group, and anytime I saw people posting questions, I tried to make sure that if I knew an answer, I could respond, and even if I didn't, say something so they know somebody cares and is looking to try and help even if they can't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you're providing value. I mean, that's...
Right. I was just in there trying to help as many people as I can, figuring at some point in time when I need help, somebody will come back to me. And that really caught Vincent's attention because his heart's in helping as many people as possible, so he tries to pick out the ones that he knows has a heart to really help people.
That's the beautiful thing about the universe, right? You put out that energy and it comes back to you tenfold, man. Well, proud of you. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about your purpose for your business, on how you want to help people get familiar and more comfortable with the technology they're going to need to use for their business. Do you have a grand vision for your business?
I do have a lot of different visions. The biggest one I'm working on right now is the joint venture with Vincent, and because we're getting ready to launch, my website is at .com, where we're creating custom capture pages for people with their own video and Aweber and whatever. So they have a really pretty, a really professional, and highly affordable capture page, so they don't have to spend hundreds of dollars and a whole bunch of hours trying to figure it out themselves. Instead, it's one small setup fee and a small monthly hosting fee, and we take care of all the dirty work. Oh, wow. And they get it within 24 to 48 hours up and running. So, and that, I know, without my capture page, I wouldn't be making any money.
Right.
You know, that you don't make money if you don't build a list. So it's the key way to get started in online marketing, which is why I said, yeah, I want to jump on board and help with that, because the only thing I did in that prior 18 months was learn WordPress and web page building. So I already had that part of the skills to be able to help with that part. So
skills that are still very valuable. I mean, I don't know WordPress, so I'll be definitely hitting you up for this technical stuff. Actually, I'm in the process of making my sales funnel, and this is what networking's all about. With the network marketing, online marketing, we're all here to help each other. So I'll definitely be talking to you after this. So I kind of got out of this. Your vision for your business, short term wise, is to help people with the all important sales funnel. That, I mean, you're not making money unless you have a buy button at the end of the day, right?
Right.
So your vision, I guess, is to help as many new and struggling online entrepreneurs get their money-making machine up and running, get them their first experience of success.
Yeah, and that's why we're starting with the capture page, because that's the first step. You have to capture, and we're going to add on A to Z business systems from there in the future, rolling forward. It's just one product at a time. It takes a lot of time to build projects. And then I myself, I'm also going to work on, because my biggest money maker for me in terms of traffic driving was solo ads. So I've got plans to create my solo ad product to teach people all the ins and outs of that what worked for me, and try and make it as simple and duplicatable as possible. And that's my short term. And long term, I'd like to have an entire membership site with everything that basically almost. And then I know it's going to take a while, but I really have a heart to start an internet marketing, like Olympic Games, where it's training, but it's a game and it's a competition, and like some sort of small monthly fee so that we can actually pool the money together and do awesome prizes like iPads or MacBooks or tools that you can actually use for your business, whether it's WordPress or OptimizePress or all these things that we need, and it costs. And so if you don't have the money, you can jump in a competition and try to win it. And running games like around the clock with in 90-day segments, maybe 3 times a year. I have a vision for that. I just know it's going to take a few months to really get that up and running. But that's kind of where my gamer side comes in. I love games, and I completely understand the concept of having an interactive interface with immediate feedback that tells you exactly where you are and just how good you aren't doing, and where you're failing, so you can tweak it and figure out, okay, let's improve this, because that's where my frustration was coming in before, is I don't have any feedback. I don't know if I'm doing anything right. I don't know if this isn't working because I just need this tiny little adjustment, or if I'm way off, Right. So that feedback is, it's so key to, actually learning and moving ahead. I really, really want to do that to make it so much easier for all the newbies that are going, I don't know, there's too much to learn and I don't know where to start.
Yeah, no, when you're spinning around, you don't really have a system or a process in place that you can actually analyze, certain areas that may be failing, like you're saying. And God, I love your idea, man. I'm totally on board. That's the gamification. That's kind of a new concept for I guess the business world in general, but that's the beauty of internet and online marketing, right? You get to take all your ideas and actually make them real, I wanted to try and make the office at my construction company, try to gamify that. That didn't work. They, kind of got a crazy stink eye. But, but online, it works amazingly well, and I can't wait to see it. Let's see. Did you have any skills or knowledge prior to starting your business that was helpful for getting started?
Yeah, I would say that the time I spent, teaching and doing tech support helped build my communication skills to be able to effectively communicate what's on my heart to people, or how to take the technology and break it down into simple English so I'm not speaking a lot of jargon that they're going, huh?
Yeah.
Because that was a huge thing. They really beat into us in tech support. And then I actually spent 2 years working for EA Sports as a game tester. And during that time, you really build up your analytical skills. And so because of that, since I was having to self-teach myself WordPress, it helped me to really be able to dig into the software and figure out all the little idiosyncrasies, because I'd already been trained to look for, detail testing. So I basically kind of learned the software. But that's,
Well, I think that's a great point, because it took me 3 years to kind of figure out, I'm good at what I do for my job. Why am I not applying this to the business? I was always trying to be or do something that I'm not. And you, for example, I mean, beautifully done. It's, you're in the tech industry, working for EA Sports. What an amazing place to work for, I would think. And now you're bringing it here to your own business. And I always feel like everybody has something to offer. They always have skills, and they always just downgrade themselves. So that's beautiful. Thank you. Were there any skills or knowledge that you had to learn in order to move forward with your business?
Yes. I have no experience in marketing prior to getting into here, and really the best way I learned it was just by reading a lot of emails that I got and going through a lot of sales funnels, whether I bought or not, at least going through the system and seeing, okay, what wording are they using? What kind of look are they using? What did they say that made me go, ooh, I want to buy this, and trying to keep track of what really, tugged on those heartstrings, because, at the end of the day, I already had the concept of people buy based on emotion.
Right. Right.
So it's about, so how do you use the words to convey or draw those emotions out of them, but knowing that that's what I'm looking for versus being able to actually do it. That's why I really wanted that influence training from Futuristic, because it felt like an enigma to me.
Yeah, well, it is when you're not used to selling. I mean, you're being sold every day, and that's awesome for you to pick up on. You're being sold something every day, and why aren't I copying that, right? That's a tough one. How did you figure out what information or tools were necessary for you to obtain in order for you to move forward in your business? I guess I guess everybody knows what they're struggling with. How did you figure out quickly what you're struggling with and how not to buy a crap ton of tools and people get in that trap.
Yeah, it might sound a little funny, but when I knew I was struggling, I went and found, there's a test called Life Languages that it's kind of like a personality test, but it pulls out of you kind of life motivations and figures out where you are. And it pinpointed that influence is my lowest language, so...
That's what the tools you buy.
So I knew, okay, my weakness is influence. But the beautiful thing that it also pinpointed was my top two are responder and producer, which are polar opposites, because that responder is the highly emotional, more like a Mother Teresa. It was the best example they could give. And then, but the producer would be like a Donald Trump, a little rough around the edges and, a little harder to work with. So I've been learning how to try and use them to balance each other out, so that, because one of my biggest things I had to get over is I would just give it all away for free.
Right.
I had a really hard time asking for money, because my heart, I really want to help, so I wanted to give it all away. But at some point in time, and I couldn't tell you when, it finally clicked that if you don't charge for it, they don't value it, and they're not going to use it, and it's not really helping them. And so you have to charge, so they put a value and actually do something with it. And that was a huge turning point for me, and finally realizing it's okay to charge, and not only okay, I need to. I'm doing them a disservice if I don't, and so I'm still working on it a little bit, but I'm getting a lot more comfortable with the fact that it's okay to charge for my knowledge.
I think that distinction right there separates the business person from the person that's going out to find a job and that's all they're relying on, right? I mean, it's just putting, just giving yourself self-worth and letting people pay for it. That's a tough one, man. That's a hard one to get over. Are there any tools or trainings that you said Life Languages? Is that lifelanguages.com that you can go to and?
I found the test through a little group called Life Purpose Group, and I think it's lifepurposegroup.com. A couple of friends of my parents are certified coaches for that particular test, and they, since I was struggling, they said, you should probably take this test and help you figure out who you are, so you know why you're hitting roadblocks and why you're getting frustrated and whatnot, to help me know, okay, when this is happening, I know this is why. Right. So I could, instead of just having to deal with it per se. I actually know what's going on, and therefore can make proper adjustments. So like, I know if my emotions are getting overtaxed, it's time for me to take a break and walk away and just kind of breathe, and then come back later. And it, and I'm highly emotional, so it's going to happen, and I just know I got to work around it, and it's okay. There's always is there something wrong with me? I'm having a mental breakdown every day. But no, it's who I am, and oh well,
Right.
So, and I forgot what the question was.
No, that was it. But I mean, being comfortable in your own skin is certainly important.
Yes,
You know,
it is.
especially when you're connecting with other people. Otherwise, you're kind of squirmy and kind of not trusted. But the question was the tools that you use to.
Right.
So, and I was wondering if the life languages was one of many, or if there were a few others.
That was one tool. Let's see. I highly used the futuristic, especially the alliance games, to force me to take action on things I was too afraid to do. Honestly, before futuristic, I probably would have cried a couple hours before having to get on camera and do this, because I am an introvert. Or at least I used to be. and so the having to do a video a day challenge, and I purposely joined a little subgroup that did a 90-day video challenge, to force me to do 90 once a day for 90 days, just to push myself to just do it and get over the fear. So yeah, that having to making commitment to other people to have to do something and be accountable really helped a lot, and it really doesn't cost anything other than to make a group and be accountable to somebody.
Right.
But it's huge. And then obviously having the alliance, the masterminding. I can't tell you how much, even if it didn't learn anything per se, just the energy and the momentum built just from collaborating on, well, what do you think about this? And somebody going, oh yeah, that's awesome. Or, just getting that feedback, so it's not just you and wondering, is this really the right thing to do? You get somebody to say, yeah, that sounds great, let's try it.
Right. Well, a supportive network is another one of those invaluable things that most people, I know I wasn't involved with the network forever, and it's certainly changed, everything for me. And so personal development and forming, I guess, tribes, right? Forming tribes.
Tribes, I guess, is another word for that.
Yeah. So and those are all fairly inexpensive tools to go ahead and start, moving forward.
And then obviously, I had to have a capture page. I didn't make a dime until I had my capture page, so I could actually do follow-up. Before that, I just was sending people straight to websites, spending all sorts of money in traffic, and not getting results. So as soon as I put that capture page in place where I could actually do email follow-up, then I started making money. So that's my biggest paid tool, but it's so inexpensive.
Compared.
And well worth it in the long run.
Right. Was that from Futuristic Marketing, or was that a capture page that you were able to develop?
One of them, the first one I started with was a corporate made inside of one of my businesses. I had just been too scared to actually link up an email service to it.
Right. Crazy easy now, right?
Yes, it's like I had the tool and I wasn't using it, so I set up the email account and I got that going. And then from there I made some inside of Futuristic, and now because the project I'm doing with Vincent, almost all my capture pages are over there on my website is because I want to. I love them, but I also want to support the product that I'm promoting because I believe in it that much, and it's so customizable, so I can do any video. And I'm getting ready to make another one that's just a little page about me, because I'm finding people just want to know more about my story, and I didn't realize just how valuable that was until like situations like this where I'm asked to do an interview. And so so that's my next capture page I'll be making with, I'll share all my tidbits with the world as I go along and learn this, crazy industry.
Yeah, no, it's an amazing industry, and people really, I think since the beginning of time in marketing, it's the story that, I mean, your story, no matter how little you think it may be or how influential or uninfluential it may be, your story does really connect with people, and that's what builds that relationship with them in the first place. So, yeah, it takes a long time to realize that you have a story that people care about, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh. Well, so other than investing in yourself, was there a specific pivotal point in your life that helped you achieve, or at least helped you see your personal and financial freedom come to fruition? Was it the capture page? That was.
Yeah, it probably had to be the finally seeing the results, because I had a capture page that just finally hit me of, that's the one thing I was missing, because I really didn't change anything else I was doing.
Right.
I just finally put a capture page in there so I could, collect and follow up. And yeah, that was my huge turning point.
So in short, doing something, getting out of your comfort zone and finally just putting that dang capture page up. I mean,
exactly.
I don't know what's so scary about that dang thing, but people are reluctant to put something of theirs in the whole internet world. But yeah, it's a huge deal. But getting out of that comfort zone and getting that lead generator up there, huge step. Huge step that people just never do. Well, we're almost wrapping this up. So, are there any tips, tricks, or secrets that you want to give the new or struggling online entrepreneur?
Yeah, for the struggling entrepreneur, if you don't have a capture page, you need one. And however, if you do it DIY or if you hire it out, either way, you just got to get one.
And DIY is do it yourself.
Do it yourself.
I didn't know what that meant forever.
Because some people have the skills, they could build it themselves, and if they have to, awesome, go ahead and do that.
Right.
And then doing the email follow-up, which, because the biggest question I'm now getting is, now what do I say? It's just share your story.
That's it.
Tell them who you are. When you learn something new that day, share it. It's not complicated. It's actually simple. We just overcomplicate it as humans.
Right.
And just, do it, look at your feedback and see what works, see what didn't, and then do what works and don't worry about repeating what didn't.
Yeah. Well,
it's pretty much that simple.
And you said something there, just share what you learned that day. And as an online entrepreneur, you've got to be learning something on a daily basis. Otherwise, you're not doing anything, kind of, right?
Yeah, because you can take 5 minutes to learn something new and then write an email about it. And so you've spent 15 minutes for the day, and that's it. It's not that complicated. It's just some people think they have to go learn a week's worth of material to write a 2-minute email. No. You take one tidbit, one aha moment, and just expound upon, why was it your aha? What about it made so much sense to you?
Attach your story to it, right? Yeah. No, people think creating content is such a difficult thing, but I mean, unless you're unless you're not improving yourself, there's no way that you don't have content to share with people. So that's a beautiful point. So, Jennifer, how do people contact you? I'm very interested to see everything you got coming down the pipeline. So, how do people stay in the loop with you?
Well, I got a couple options. I do have a Facebook page, facebook.com/gamermommarketer. I also have a blog, gamermommarketer.com. And let's see, which capture page? Let's see. I'm trying to remember which one's which. and I don't remember. Let's see. My newest one is my website is at .com/JenSolove, because I just joined Solove. Which, whether you want to be in the company or not, don't worry about it. You can get on my list that way and follow my emails.
Oh, I'm actually a T-Mobile member as well, and I've been thinking about joining Solove myself. So
I just broke my contract to join Solove because it runs on the T-Mobile network, so I'm getting the exact same service. I ported my number so I don't have to change it, and I'm using the same phone.
Right.
So all I did was switch my SIM card out. It was pretty simple.
It is simple.
And it's beautiful price, and the fact that you get paid. Who doesn't use a cell phone? I mean,
right.
Really.
Right.
It's
people,
so easy.
People struggle with the whole T-Mobile thing. There's millions of people using T-Mobile, I would think. So
I've been on T-Mobile 11 years, so
there you go. So Gamer Mom on Facebook and GamerMom.com for your blog.
It's Gamer Mom Marketer.
Oh, I'm sorry. So Gamer Mom Marketer.
I know it's a tongue twister. My name is so common it was already registered, so I came up with my alternate identity of who I am.
Well, that's what it is, creating that avatar of yourself. And so Gamer Mom Marketer on Facebook, and then GamerMomMarketer.com for your blog. I'll make sure I kind of type that up on this video so that people can actually see it for the visual people. But thank you so much, Jennifer, for coming on today and sharing your story. And you've clearly gotten over your fears of being in front of camera. You've looked very calm, and we're a delight to speak with.
So. Yeah, well, my next one to tackle is starting my webinars next week, so then I'll get a whole new set of nerves.
Yeah, that's a whole another killer tool for the online marketer. But we're going to sign off here. This is Matt and Jennifer. This is Matt with Brilliant Online Startup Strategies, where Jennifer and I are building the roadmap to success for you newbies. And, well, I hope you get a hold of her. It's going to be a wealth of knowledge and help for you. And we'll talk to you all soon. Take care. Bye.